Hey, Sunny here. Today I want to do a video on guitar maintenance. One of you guys asked me about truss rod adjustment. Um, I'm not an expert on guitar maintenance. I usually just do my own. So I'm trying to explain. I'll try to explain it in my way that I understand, and hopefully that will benefit you guys. Try not to make it confusing. So first thing first. Um, the truss rod, if your action is too high on your guitar, your strings are too high above your frets, and you have a difficult time playing, uh, you have to lower the action of your string. So basically, you lower the height of the string to a comfortable level so you can play. Normally, once you have your action set the way you want it, everything will play really well. So action usually the first thing that we want to fix on the guitar, any guitar, floating bridge, or fixed bridge in this case with the BT here. Um, so in order to first to adjust the uh, before you do the truss rod adjustment, you want to make sure that uh, you want to make sure that this part right here on this fixed bridge, you want to make sure that this is lower. Um, that way, where you can feel comfortable on your strings first. Okay, if this is too high up here, about 12 fret, if the strings are too high, you need to adjust this part down with a screw. Just turn it downward. You can tighten it. When you tighten it, going going clockwise, the saddle is going to load that lower, and then your action would be lower. But you want to do it just a little bit at a time. Um, uh, I usually just eyeball. You get a good feel of what action you want. Some people like higher action, but if you play metal or shred, you probably like to have a lower action. One way to do it, just to measure this, is that I have this thing right here. This measuring tape. It measures millimeter. So get close enough so you can see. Yeah, it's difficult to see here. So you see the numbers here. So this little tiny. So you go from little tiny block is like 0.5 and goes all up to about 10 and then 20, 30. So what you do, you want to take the measure ruler like that. You measure on the 14th fret. So this is the 12th fret, 13, 14, and you place it above the fret. And the low E string, the bottom of low E string, the distance from the fret to the bottom low E string should be about 2.0 to 2.2 millimeter height. And at the bottom, the first string, which is the high E string, at the 14th fret, you measure it, should be about 1.5 to 1.7 millimeter space from the top of the fret with the wire to the bottom of the string. All right. So basically, you need a little more space in the low E string because the string is thicker, and less space on the high E string because the string is thinner. So that's one way to do it. But I usually just you know it when you feel comfortable in playing it. Now, if you lower it too much, if you get fret buzz on your guitar, then you know that you lower too much. You gotta raise it back up. You can just check it. I would check every fret. Make sure it's not buzzed out. So now once you get that done, now and then you just play all the strings, and then you realize that, oh man, I'm getting some fret buzz here on the top 3, 4, 5 frets. Then you probably, and then the next step, you have to adjust your truss rod. Okay. Now, if you get in a fret buzz, then you need to loosen your truss rod. Before we talk about that, you have to unscrew the plate over here. For most guitars, you unscrew the top plate. Some older guitar, you adjust at the bottom here. Wolf gain, my wolf gain, you adjust it down here. A lot of guitar, you just use an Allen wrench. You got to find the right size for your guitar and just adjust it on top. Some guitar, like the Ibanez, uses there's a tool like this to turn the truss rod. Okay. So now with this particular one, here's a rule for adjusting truss rod. If you turn your truss rod this way, you tighten your truss rod. Okay. When you tighten your truss rod, basically you tighten the distance from the neck to the bottom. And when you tighten it, the neck is going to go backward. Okay. If you loosen it, if you go that way, you loosen it, the neck will go forward because the string is pulling the tension more on the neck. So again, if you go this way, you pull your neck bow back. If you go this way, it's going to loosen your neck, so your neck will go forward up. So again, if you put on the side like this, so if I go this way, the neck will go bow back. If I go that way, the neck is going to go this way. It's like it bows towards the body. Okay. So if you get fret buzz, basically what it's telling us is the neck is too far back. It's too tight, so you need to loosen up. So if you get fret buzz, in order to loosen it up, you gotta take your Allen wrench, gotta go this way. It'll loosen up. Just when you do that, just do a tiny little bit at a time. Do 1/8 of a turn, a little bit like that, and then you check it. If it's not tune everything up, make sure then you just check it again. If it's still not good, you can loosen up again. Just turn 1/8 of the turn, okay? And you check it again. Now, if your action is still too high, you want to lower the action. Then what you do is that you will tighten your neck up, so it bow backwards. So basically, you got to go this way. So you got to turn your neck. You still got to tighten your truss rod. So you got to move your Allen wrench this way. So once you tighten it up, it's going to lower your action overall. So you got to adjust both sides. You got to do this. You got to do the action here on the saddle, and you also got the adjusted truss rod. So you got to balance the two. Don't be afraid to mess with it. Just do a little bit at a time. Now, one thing that if you feel the truss rod when you turn it, if it's too tight, you need to stop. If it's too loose, you need to stop. Just do a little bit at a time until you get the action that you want. Take your time, and don't spend too much time on. Take your time and take your time and get it right. So and don't worry about spending too much time on this. There's no such thing as spending too much time on getting your guitar right. So I hope that helps. Just a quick talk on adjusting your truss rod and action in your guitar. And I appreciate you watching. Thank you.